Okay, so in this scene we're going to take a look at accessing components off of other objects. In the last one we attached two scripts to the camera and we just jumped from script to script. So go ahead and create a game object, a cube, and create another game object which is a capsule. Okay, now we can't really see them in our viewport, so if we kind of rotate this around, you can see it's very dark. So let's just go to game object, create other directional light, just so we can kind of see them a little bit better. Okay, I deleted the scripts from the previous tutorial, so let's go ahead and create a new C# script. We're going to call this spin. And I'm going to delete my void start and update methods. And I'm going to make two public variables, or methods rather. One is called spin left. Another is called spin right. Now, if you look in our view, you'll notice that each object has a transform and it has a rotation. So this is what we're looking at spinning or accessing. So in this, we're just going to say transform. And whenever you're accessing these components, it should be lowercase, even though it's uppercase here. And then these are all uppercase. So transform dot rotate, and our rotation has three parameters. Do you see that? An X, Y, and Z. So I want it to rotate on my Z, so comma 0, comma, and then we'll just give it an arbitrary value, 50 times time dot delta time. And this means 1 per second. So this is going according to seconds on our clock. Okay, so this is X, Y, and Z. Alright, I'm just going to copy that line, and just to make our lives easier. And to make it spin in the other direction, all I have to do is make my minus my 50 negative. So let's save that. And I'm going to attach this script to both my capsule and my cube. Now, if I press play, nothing should happen in your screen because we haven't called any of those methods. None of these methods were activated. So we're going to do that through another script. So I'm going to create another script. I'm going to call that caller. So I'm going to make a couple global variables here. First, I'm going to make a variable of type GameObject, and it's global, so we can put our capsule in there. So capsule geo, and when I hit Control S here, alright, we want to access the spin script, so we're just going to write spin cube compute, and then in our start method what we're going to do is we're just going to type out capsule geo, because we want to go ahead and assign our capsule equals game object, and we're actually looking for a game object here, dot find, and I'm just going to write the name of my capsule. So if I go back in the scene, I'm just going to click once, hit Control C, and paste it in here. So I'm looking for a game object that's called capsule, and I'm going to store it in here so I can edit it. Alright, and just to double check that it finds it, we can put a debug.log in there. And I'm going to paste this inside of here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is assign this to the script, the other component script. So same thing, GameObject dot find cube dot GetComponent. Alright, and we can do the same debug.log, but this time with CubeComp. So we could just make sure that we're just double checking that it works. Okay, that's it for the start. Let's go up, let's take a look at actually making our script move. Now, even though I keep moving these down for clarity, it's actually better programming practice to have the top curly brace up here. So what I'm going to do here is if input dot get key code dot left arrow and we want to access capsule geo dot get component spin, and then we want to call that method, which was spin left okay. I'm going to copy that, paste it, and change this to, you probably guessed it, right arrow. Okay, so let's actually test this. Alright, so let's jump back in. Hopefully there's no errors. We want to make sure that we throw caller on cube so we have our capsule moving left and right, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's add a little bit more code. I'm going to copy these two again. And I'm going to change left arrow to up. And I'm going to change right arrow to down. And I'm going to call my cube comp so we can move our cube at this point. And since our object is already it's already kind of attached to it, we can just call the spin right function at this point for each one of these and spin left. So just to kind of clarify that, when I press my up and down arrows, I want my cube to spin left and right. The thing that again that you have to understand is this script is actually attached to my cube, and we're actually finding it here, so we don't have to, you know, we're using this here, this cube comp, to actually find the spin script, but the spin script is already attached to the capsule. Let's take a look at that. So if we select our capsule, we already have the spin script attached, and here we have the spin script attached, so all we're doing from here is just calling it. So if I save this and I press play at this point, and I press my up and down arrows, you'll notice that my cube rotates left and right based on my up and down, and if I press my left and right arrows, it spins my capsule. And that's it.